Hi everyone, my name is Yasamin. In this video, I'm going to talk about a study that we ran to understand family and friends communication over distance in Canada during the COVID-19 pandemic. My co-author is Dr. Carman Neustaedter from SFU. Now, before I get into more detail about our work, here is the message that I'd like you to take away from this talk. In time of extreme disconnection between family and friends, technology can help with creating awareness and some level of connectedness, but current designs are missing an opportunity for simulating group gatherings and shared atmosphere. Within Canada, like many other countries, COVID-19 has changed the way in which people are able to connect with family and friends. A lot of literature already documents the non-pandemic communication routines and needs. However, we have little understanding of how family communication needs changed during pandemic. Our research goals included 1. Understand how family members and friends communicated during the pandemic. 2. Learn about the social needs that are unanswered with current technologies. 3. Draw out insights for designing future domestic technology. We recruited 18 participants for in-depth semi-structured interviews. We try to recruit from people with different living situations such as living with family, living alone, or having kids, and etc. We also recruited people for a survey option too. In total, 12 participants responded to the surveys. For all of our participants, the COVID-19 pandemic forced physical distancing and restrictions. In mid-March 2020, the COVID-19 virus began to create increased case numbers in Canada and was declared a pandemic. At end of March to May 2020, all participants were told to avoid personal contact with people outside of their household group. Schools were closed or switched to remote learning. Bars, gyms, and dining options for restaurants were closed. By end of May 2020, business began to gradually reopen and social circles were allowed to increase slightly. Participants tried shifting their communication from in-person get-together to online communication with close family and friends that they did not live with. This involved periods of testing and declaring whom to contact and how. All participants described increased technology-mediated communication. Communication through technology focused heavily on the use of video calls with platforms such as Zoom. Participants often described the increase in communication as a reaction to not knowing what the future was holding and a form of human connection that could help them to be stronger mentally and prepared for what was next to come. Here's a quote from one of our participants. I think the first few weeks was hard for us because we really didn't know what was happening. I would say the first 2 weeks there was a lot of video calls going back home, trying to understand what's happening in this country. Is it a real thing or is it just a panic? In the study regarding communication, we found issues of inequity where people did not have a desired level of control over their communication with others. Group calls were common, especially in the first few weeks of the pandemic. In these cases, phones, tablets, and laptops were used to host video calls. The goal of the calls was for our participants to feel like they were with their friends and family. However, there were limitations to what they could do together, such as one person talking at a time or limited field of view. Here's an issue of a gathering happening on a video call from one of our participants. I found it a lot of us on one session can be quite distracting. Trying to talk, and then you don't know when the person's talking, and you get preoccupied with whatever is going on in someone else's home. Our participants tried to mimic atmosphere of in-person locations outside of their home, as well as trying to achieve a similar atmosphere across one or more homes that were connecting together. We saw the theme of atmosphere and physicality resonate most strongly in terms of first, gameplay, and second, in terms of food and drink sharing. We describe each next. To create more engagement and activities to do during video calls, some of our participants used video calls with built-in game applications such as House Party, or they used a shared screen to display party games such as Jackbox. Some participants took to playing online collaborative video games to connect. This included games like Rocket League and social simulation games such as Animal Crossing, where avatars represent each person. Here's a quote from participant 8. What helped me to survive was other networks, my old friends, my people that I play video games with, which I didn't used to do. Yeah, so old friends that we didn't talk to each other much before COVID, now we've got again connected. Participants tried to create similar atmosphere across video call connections by focusing some calls around eating or drinking. This was participants' attempt to mimic going out to a restaurant or bar with friends or family members. Yet it was hard to simulate the feeling of being in person at a gathering. For example, participants working from home tried lunchtime via Zoom call but could not prepare lunch on time or did not get the feeling of shared experience. Here's the quote from one of our participants. The other thing, the ambience itself, like sitting in a bedroom, is a lot different from sitting outside in a bar. The ambience matters. At the beginning of the pandemic, social media, mobile messaging groups, and video communication had an important role to play in family and friends communication. Yet nearly all participants shifted from a heavy usage of technology to new routines for family, friends communication to a stage of detachment. Sometimes this even came in the form of a cleanse. As one of our participants puts it, I was like, I need to stop going to Instagram because I was spending a lot of time at home and it was like a lot easier to be on my phone. Yeah, that's why I just deleted Instagram, mostly because of quarantine, and I'm really happy that I did. Discussion. Our results showed that family faced an initial period of shifting and testing of communication routines. This saw interactions with household members increase since people spend more time at home. Communication amongst household members was not always easy given the need to balance work from home with family interactions and transitioning between work and personal life, which is something different from the literature that is more focused on interactions between coworkers. When the need became very strong for people to connect with more family and friends over distance during the pandemic, there was a strong desire to participate in activities with remote people using video streaming technologies. Yet the difference we saw in our study compared with the related work in the prior work predominantly focuses on connections between two locations. Our study points strongly to the need to connect multiple locations beyond just two together. Our findings point to the need for design efforts to continue to expand the ways in which large groups of people can come together across a diverse set of locations in video calls. In our study, creating an atmosphere was about making a location that people were unable to travel to in person, or the feeling and activities associated with an in-person event such as games night, which was different than what we have seen. Over time, many of our participants began to reduce the amount of connection they had with remote family and friends to a level more similar to their pre-pandemic life. Our results point to a need to re-envision how awareness appliances may present information across a broader spectrum of people, or how multiple devices may be used in conjunction with one another. Here is the message I'd like you to take away from this talk. In times of extreme disconnection between family and friends, technology can help with creating awareness and some level of connectedness, but current designs are missing an opportunities of simulating group gathering and shared atmosphere. Thank you for your time.